Hello. Um, what's up, guys? I was recently just thinking about my breakup, and I've been broken up for about 4 months now. But I was just thinking about it, processing some stuff, and I realized I realized a big part of what happened in it. I'm kind of very meta aware. I think about how I think, and I sort of think about potential pitfalls in a lot of things. Like, and that was how it was in my relationship. And another thing was I was very self erasing. So I would not, I wouldn't, I wouldn't take my own feelings seriously. And I kind of assumed if I did, I would be a bad boyfriend. Um, I assumed, that it's kind of all on me because I just thought that I think it was like for me, I thought that any pain or discomfort um, was like bad inherently, but it's not really the case because pain and discomfort sort of tests a person and it shows you where the cracks are in the foundations of your relationship. So by me always trying to put out fires, prevent fires before they started, um, I kind of took away the burden on my partner, but my ex girlfriend. But at the same time, I didn't really see what she was doing for me, and I didn't see the mismatch of expectations and the weight, who was holding the weight in the relationship. I realized that I kind of need mutuality, like a mutual effort from both parties. Because even though if I know something may upset or may do something to my girlfriend, um, if I go ahead and I cut it out myself out of discretion for them, but they don't do the same for me, then it becomes a matter of me resenting them because in a way it feels like, oh, I sacrificed this for you, but you didn't do it for me, and it makes it feel uh, like you are sort of unappreciated, and I think it's just tough because it's hard to think that somebody won't match you once you have your boundaries set. Like you need to set your own boundaries, and I'm just really starting to do that this year. Because I started setting boundaries before, but then when they get tested, I sort of buckled, and that messed me up a lot. Because if you buckle with your boundaries, it shows that it's not real or they don't actually mean anything. So it's just about me doing more now. Um, for next time, I know I've grown from the I know what to do like in the future, like, and it's actually like the most resolved I felt in the past actual like months since, because I was the one who ended it, but it felt like I was ruining a good thing, and it felt like I didn't have I didn't have a way to describe what or why I was resentful, or why I left, even though, I didn't blow up, because I didn't sit with it long enough to sort of get to that point. I saw the signs. I knew, you know, this isn't going to get any better. So, I just kind of decided to nip the bud before it like turned toxic and it was ugly. But I mean, you have to you have to think about your own needs, because um, it's unsustainable if you don't. It literally is. And there's, if they care about you, they will, take what you have to say, and they'll actually try to address it, and they'll try to do something about it. And if they don't, it's just on them. That's not on you. And it's it's another thing. It's just trying to be more comfortable, just doing what I can and calling it there. Like, I need to stop overextending to accommodate or compensate for other people, because I've done that and I feel unappreciated. I mean, I feel like you don't get anything out of it. Like, when I do it before, I thought I was saving the relationship, or I was being a good person or a good boyfriend, because I was just afraid of being a bad boyfriend. That's the one thing. I didn't want to be like a dick or something and then cause a ton of problems. I just wanted to do my best, because, somebody actually, for the first time like in my life, they showed interest in me, and they committed to me. And, at the beginning of the relationship, I didn't, before then, I didn't think anybody would commit to me, or, want me like that. It just felt like some miracle, and like if I blew it, there's nothing else, because it's so lucky that I did it. Yeah, I see why I did it. I mean, I already saw why I did it, but, I see the reasons a lot more clearly. I see the patterns. So, I mean, it's good. It's good that I know what happens, and I think it's good to examine. I think it's good to like do whatever it takes to examine that. Like, I was talking to ChatGPT, I'll be honest, and you just kind of lay out a scenario, and it's not just you in your head with your negative thoughts assigning, biases or flawed, emotional assignments to all the things you're doing. Like, just by myself, if I had this breakup, I would be thinking about, oh, what did I do wrong? Like, maybe I could have just done this better, or maybe I could have changed her, or maybe I could have, you know, just maybe. And, you don't know. Maybe you could X, Y, Z, but you probably couldn't. I did what I could in the moment. I controlled my actions. I thought about her, and when she didn't, that the first time I should have just looked at that, and stuck. I should have stuck with it, but I was just afraid of losing it, and I was afraid of how awkward it would be. I was like, it wasn't just that; it was like an amalgamation of, how messy is this going to be if it ends? Um, how, what if she didn't really understand what she was doing? But that's just like a hard thing to swallow when you've been doing stuff, trying to hold things together that she doesn't even realize, and then you kind of hold that over her. Like, that's not healthy. But yeah, I think over functioning and trying to compensate for your partner is like somewhat common, but I mean, yeah, it's a tough thing. You have to be comfortable voicing your needs, and you also have to have them voice their needs. And communication is very important. But now I have like an exact reason why. Yeah, there's like all these maturity gaps and stuff. I feel like I learned a lot from this one relationship. I mean, I didn't want to learn something from it. I was trying to just experience it fully. And it sucks that it kind of feels like it's just reduced to some lesson that I use moving forward. I mean, it happened and it was nice while it happened. It's just that now I know what went wrong. I know what I should have done. I should have not just held a lot of the weight in the relationship. I should have let things come up, and I should have tested. I should have seen, whether they were willing to make it work too. Because if they were, I would jump in and try and help them, and then we could work on it together. But if I feel like I just see a lot, sometimes I see the signs, and it makes me feel like I need to address them, or else, I'm introducing uncertainty and pain. That isn't necessarily like bad just by itself. Like, it's kind of good in doses if you think about it. So, yeah,